If you don't have the time for something, make the time for it. And if you're going to make the time for it, take the time to be there fully with it. This goes in all areas of our life when it comes to relationships, our health, our personal and creative endeavors. I remember when I was first dating my wife, I'd always make the time to go see her, pick her up from school, go on these dates, and just make the occasion super special. And as you progress in your relationships, as you become comfortable, as you begin to live with each other for a while, it seems like you don't have time, especially with kids, to go out and hang out with one another, to go on these dates. But you have to make the time for it, which is why we have these date days. Date days are on Tuesday afternoons where my daughter's already in school, and it's just time for me and my wife where we get to go out, hang out, and just talk and catch up as if we were dating for the first time. It's been so powerful for our relationship to have that set in a regular basis. And the same thing goes with my daughter. With my daughter, I love taking her to school. That's one of my morning rituals, Mondays through Fridays. Wake her up, get her ready for breakfast, pick out her clothes, and then we get to spend this 10-minute drive together, listening to music and catching up. And then on the weekends, we get to play, hang out, as long as I'm fully present. And we even have me and you days. Me and you days are sometimes on a Sunday, it could be on a Saturday, where it's just me and her. Mama gets to do her own thing, and me and Ellie, we do what Ellie wants. We go eat where she wants, we go to the playground or the arcade that she wants to go to, and we just have a good time. But prior to doing that on a regular basis, we didn't have time to do it, especially if you're working a lot. If you love the work that you do, if you're very creative, if you're very passionate, you don't have the time to do it. So you need to make the time. You have to build it into your schedule. And after you build it into your schedule, now that it's there, take the time to be fully present, disconnect from everything else, and be there for that person, for that thing, for that activity that you're taking part in. The same thing goes with our health. The foods that we eat, the fitness routines that we have, the meditations that we do, all of that for our mind, body, and our soul, we have to take care of ourselves. But most of us work so much, we work so hard for our families so that we can have these things, but we neglect our families, we neglect our health at the same time. So not only do you have to make the time to work out, to meditate, to eat better foods at certain times of day, or to not eat foods at certain times of day, and just take the time to do the research and put the effort in and be habitual about it, to create these great habits so that your health can flourish instead of diminish. And then especially for the creatives out there, so busy working in the regular routines that we have with our work that we forget to play, we forget to create. And that was me for so long. I was so busy working, and although I was creating tattoos, I knew where my heart lied, and that was in the creation process outside of tattooing, to explore, to study, to practice, so that I could get my craft, my work to be better. So it's just a matter of setting that time aside to say, hey, these are the times I'm gonna paint, I'm gonna draw, I'm gonna take photos, I'm gonna go explore and try new things out. So that when you come back to work, you are a better creative instead of just creating the same things over and over. So if you don't have the time for something, you make the time, you build it into your schedule, you make it a ritual. And if you're gonna make the time for it, take the time to be fully present, to be there, to give all of your energy to it. Because time is one of our most valuable resources. We can't get that back. Time multiplied with the energy, with the intensity that we put towards it, it's gonna yield you phenomenal results in all areas, your relationships, your health, your creative endeavors. So figure out what those excuses are of where you don't have time for it, and create the structure where you can make the time. And once you're there, be fully alive, be fully present in that moment, you're living your best life at that point.